as you can probably tell from the title, we are going again for another prep this year. We will be keeping it just one show with the main goal of trying to get our peak right for the physique, because last year we peaked too early and then carved up and it overspilled. So I just want to make sure that we can do a peak right, but also just learn more about my body and gather some more data. We were supposed to film this a little bit earlier on, the prep, but life has been quite busy at the moment because we have moved into our own little place. Here's a sneak peek. So yeah, we've just been really busy trying to get into a routine, and we did go back to work as well. We've been back at work for 2 weeks now, so it's been quite a hectic one, but I was up for a challenge. And yeah, so I did a check-in yesterday with Winter. I'm still with the same coach, and we are 5 weeks in to prep now, and we have lost considerable amount of weight. I am pretty happy with our progress at the moment. I do feel like we have grown, even in such a short amount of time, which was on like 6 months of off season. And the main feedback from the judges were to just bring up the delts, more just overall lower body development. And I do feel like we have grown in those aspects. So we'll do a comparison side by side. I think that'd be quite interesting to see. Training hasn't been very different at all. If it's actually been pretty much the same from last year's off season through to prep as well as this prep. So it's been working quite well, I think, because we have grown and there's no point changing things when they are still working. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Biggest lessons from last year that I want to incorporate into this prep is to prioritize recovery. So the main thing about us living together is trying to get into a routine where Ed goes to sleep quite early on, like around 10. It is quite hard for me to adjust because I'm quite a late night person, so I don't tend to go to sleep until about 12-ish, 11. So it is good that I have that influence, but probably more of a bad influence on him because he's now going to sleep a little bit later than what he's used to. Yeah, so the main goal for this prep is to get the peak right, learn more about my body, about how my body responds to certain foods. I haven't gotten the peak week protocol yet, so I don't know if I'm going to be going into it with more carbs or if I'm going into it with more fats. So that would be something that we'll be covering later on in a different video, probably in the second video series coming up. We're going to do a full series on this prep. So this would be the kickoff, early prep introduction, and then the next one would be peak week prep, and then maybe just before that, actually, we might do a day in the life during prep whilst I'm at work, because I did get a comment last year about how what my day would look like when I'm on my 12-hour shift. And I do think it is quite interesting to see that aspect of bodybuilding as well as trying to maintain a normal life. I am going to be making my pre-workout. Today we have legs in the menu. It is currently almost 2 o'clock. I've already had 2 meals. One big difference in this prep is that we've actually taken out quite a bit of carbs already. But it'd be interesting to see how my body responds once we do introduce a little bit more carbs later on. So yeah, I'm gonna down this and take you on a leg day with me. Leg day done and dusted. Probably pushed it a little bit too hard, but the main goal this prep is to maintain the strength. So like I've said, we're 5 weeks into prep and my strength hasn't dipped too much. I'm still pretty much doing the same weights and top sets as I was earlier on the year on my peak bulk, which probably shows that I'm not training as hard as I probably should have been if I'm still able to push the same weights as I am now. But yeah, so this leg session was one of my heaviest leg days. I tend to save my easier leg day for when I'm at work because it's less taxing on my body, and I get to go through them quite quickly as well. So gonna go home, have my third meal of the day, which would probably be 1 sourdough and 100 grams of chicken, and then I've also got to do half an hour cardio later. How are we doing for steps?
Yeah, I don't know.
Currently at 3k and it's 4 o'clock.
I might have to go for a walk.
Yeah, so we'll catch you later. Oh no, that's 1 gram over. Oh no. There you go.
50.
It's so hard to get it right because sometimes it takes a while for it to gauge
Yeah.
the scale, and by the time that you're like almost done, it goes up.
Exciting.
Really. I'd rather have a burger and some chips, even if it's just homemade chips, homemade burger. That's one thing that's different this year with prep. We've not actually had much off meal plans, but I think it's because it's a much shorter prep. We did a pre-prep phase beginning of the year when we went on holiday, and we just decided to push through it and start with prep. So yeah, this is what I will be having.
What is that you eating?
Jelly. It's a little prep hack that I learned from Paige last year, who is now an IFBB pro. It's one of these like sachets where you just make them yourself, and I just put tons of water. It still retains the flavour anyway, but yeah, I think like 145 grams is like 13 calories, but I split it into 6, so don't really know how much calories these are.
Just very minimal.
Yeah, they just curb the sweet cravings.
So, how's the day been?
Tiring.
Tired.
So we're gonna end the video here. Just a little glimpse of what I get up to on my days off. It is a very slow and relaxed, in a sense of there's no sense of urgency to like get things done, as long as it gets done. Does that make sense? Like I woke up this morning at like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Just because I am really trying to prioritize sleep and recovery. So as long as I get up and had a good enough sleep, it doesn't matter like what time I get to the gym and have my meals and stuff like that. So the next video would most likely be of what my day would be like during work, how I balance my prep, my work day, and cardio, and just life in general. So
Yeah.
look out for that one, and we'll probably be able to show some progress pictures or videos of my physique until then. So yeah, see you soon.